One of the things that's most important to me is to help fellow light workers who have a calling, and they can feel that calling. Their calling is to share their gifts and talents with the world, and yet they're playing small. So one of the things I really like to talk about is how to stop playing small. That's what so many people do in their life, is they play small. They have a vision for more peace, more love, more joy, more prosperity, more beauty, more good in their life, but they keep playing small and they keep getting in their own way over and over and over again, and it is demoralizing, it is depressing, and it starts to feel like your own personal nightmare. And that was my life experience, and being able to rise up out of that is a miracle to me. I really didn't think I'd ever be able to figure it out, because for so long I was trying to figure it out, but I wasn't able to do it. So one of the things I see that is a really strong way that light workers play small in their life is they are trying to change their life by trying to do things in the world rather than doing the inner work. And we just avoid doing that inner work, even though we're talking about spiritual truth and teachings all day long with our friends and with our family, and we're listening to all these audios and watching all these videos, reading all these books, but it's just collecting information. And what happens is the more we collect that information, but we're not actually living the spiritual principles, the more we start to feel like there's something wrong with us and we're deficient and defective, and that's why we're not having breakthroughs. Because when we study and study and study without actually applying, we start to feel spiritually stupid, or at least I did. And that was me playing small. I knew I was playing small. I knew that I wasn't really applying the teachings. I knew I wasn't really going forward. I was half going forward. But at some point, I just said, enough. Enough, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going all in for God. Now, the reason why people don't easily, all over the place, start going in, all in for God is because they feel like if they do, they're going to have to give up the things they love. They're going to have to give up the things that bring them pleasure. They think that they're going to have to give up sex, and they're going to have to give up having fun, and they're going to have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they're not going to be able to watch Netflix anymore, or whatever it is they love to do. But the truth is that what's going to happen is you're going to start to shift your life in such a way that you love what you do. You love getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, or whatever time works for you. There's no thing written in the world that says, oh, all spiritual students have to get up at this time. No, it's not like that. The true spiritual student is not following the ego's rules of spirituality. It doesn't work that way. So we're playing small when the ego is in charge of our spiritual practice. So that's why in Finding Freedom, one of the things I do is I help people find a real spiritual practice that they can take all through the day with them. So if they don't have any dedicated time in the morning or the evening, they're still working their spiritual practice all day long, and they can see the benefits of it. If we're trying to change the world and we're trying to make things happen in the world because we think that's what's going to make us happy, we're always going to be missing the mark. And that's just the truth of it. So we have to do the inner work, and we all avoid it, and that's why I say, let's do it together. Let's hold hands, let's do it together, because it's so much easier that way. It's so much more fun, and we're less likely to say, you know what, I only have a half an hour. That's not enough to do spiritual practice. So I'm just going to call my friend. I'm just going to watch television. I'm just going to have a glass of wine. And then we end up staying up late doing that stuff And it's all because we didn't have enough time to do spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is not about time. It's not about that. There's so many ego delusions that keep us playing small, and we can learn to rise above them and to live an entirely different way. That's the opportunity that we have to find freedom in our heart and in our mind through a true spiritual practice that's liberating. And what I can say is, it's worth it. It is so worth it, because the stuff I thought I would have to give up, I didn't have to give up. And now a lot of that stuff that I thought I needed, it doesn't bring me joy. I'm not even interested in it anymore. Life is so good when we can focus on our spiritual practice and put that first. It really is easier than we think. But we don't know it till we go for it. So I'm inviting you to go for it. Really go for it. Now's the time. What else are we going to do? Haven't we already tried all the other ways to find happiness and not found happiness? So let's go the way that happiness really exists and do it through spiritual practice.